In this episode, we are heading to Shiprock, both the town of this name and the actual formation just southwest of the city center, a place called Tsé Bit'a'í in Diné language. This rock, this monadnock, this volcanic neck is sacred to Diné people and has also been haunting me since I first saw a picture of it a few years back. I have wanted to come here and see it ever since, and this whole road trip was kind of planned around just seeing Tsé Bit'a'í. So today we will finally see it in person, but first we have to get into the small crossroads of Bluff, Utah. Thanks to a scene from the wonderful program Navajo Highways that I had recently watched on YouTube, I wanted to drive north of Bluff and come back into the center via US Route 191. Obviously, the landscape was created before the road, but it almost seems like an artist created these surroundings for such a dramatic descent down to town and the San Juan River. Down at the crossroads, we stop into Cow Canyon, grab some coffee and pastries, and set out east on Utah State Route 162. On this highway, one of 3 in Utah to be called the Navajo Code Talker Highway, we will be following the San Juan River upstream to the Colorado border. Shortly after leaving town, and just before arriving in Montezuma Creek, we are back in Navajo Nation. Although, it never really felt like we had left. Diné Bikéyah is vast, no matter what the artificial boundary lines on a map say today. Just after Montezuma Creek, the highway really tucks in next to the San Juan River, the same river we will see in Shiprock later in the day. The headwaters of the San Juan originate in the mountains of south-central Colorado, but dip into New Mexico before almost hitting the Four Corners directly and flowing here through Utah. In Diné language, this river translates to Old Man's River or Old Age River, and has been important since time immemorial. It is sometimes spoken of as being a border between Diné and Ute lands to the north, but this is not really how things worked between different original peoples. Our last stop in the Utah portion of Navajo Nation is the Anath Chapter House, which houses a small post office inside. Unfortunately, the building was closed as we passed through, so we set out for the Colorado border. This is also the border between Navajo Nation and the Ute Mountain Reservation, a place we hope to explore another time. Almost immediately after crossing the border, we started seeing our first faraway views of Shiprock itself, back in Navajo Nation. For now, we are just turning back towards the Four Corners on US Route 160 here in Colorado, through a tiny stretch of New Mexico and back into Arizona. After the post office, we pick up the very beginning of US Route 64, a highway that will go on to cross New Mexico, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, and North Carolina, all the way to the Outer Banks before dropping you at the Atlantic Ocean. New road trip idea loading.
Welcome to New Mexico.
As Route 64 gets into New Mexico, the star of this episode comes into constant focus. We are heading first to the town of the same name, but Shiprock is hard to take your eyes off of. We are arriving into Shiprock at lunchtime and are starving. We crossed the San Juan River for the third time today, via the Parker Through Truss Bridge built in 1937, now listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Unfortunately, of the 3 options I most wanted to eat at, 2 were closed on this day and another had recently burnt down. I asked a man who was working near the burnt building for another recommendation, and he sent us to a place across town that had his approval. The restaurant ended up having the same Diné name as the city, and surprisingly, a Chinese buffet on the day we came.
Nina found the Chinese buffet on a road trip through Navajo Nation.
After lunch, we are ready to finally meet Tsé Bit'a'í, up close and personal. We will have to keep a bit of distance from this sacred place as we are on our own today. It is frowned upon for non-Diné people to roll up too close unless as a guest of a guide. Many different stories about this place, that means winged rock in Diné language, have been passed down generations. Watch a few of them on Navajo channels or read them after you finish this video, as it does not feel appropriate for me to relay the origin stories of Diné people. There is beauty, danger, salvation, and everything in between. For this video, maybe it is best to let Shiprock speak for itself. To be honest, it took a while to get both our breath and our speech back as we continued west on the Red Rock Highway after Tsé Bit'a'í. We were going this way for two reasons, the first of which was to visit the Red Rock Trading Post just back across the Arizona border and home of the small community's post office. The second benefit is the fact that we have to backtrack and have another chance to see new angles of Shiprock. We also feel like we miss it already, so we stop again and say hello one last time. We will pick up the rest of the drive south on US Route 491 in the next episode. Driving past more formations somewhat similar to Shiprock, we will of course stop at all the post offices and eventually make our way to the border town of Gallup, New Mexico. The next day, we set off for Window Rock, the city that serves as the capital of Navajo Nation.